Hello guys, welcome back to the Brutal Investor channel. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. In this episode, we're going to cover a token that was surprisingly listed on the Coinbase exchange, and it took so many people off guard. And this is a token that has also been performing extremely well in the past 24 hours, obviously due to the Coinbase listing. And this token is called the Harvest Finance token, or the FARM token, right? Again, as always guys, I highly recommend you guys to go do your own research on any of the projects that we cover on our channel. And for this project, I recommend you guys to go to their website, harvest.finance, in order to learn more about their project, right? But for the purpose of this video, I'm going to use the information presented in Coin Market Cap's bottom page. Although the information is not fully available, I'm going to provide you with a brief overview of what this project is from Coin Market Cap's page. So Harvest is described to automatically farm the highest yield available from the newest DeFi protocols and optimizes the yield that are received using the latest farming techniques. Farm is the governance token for Harvest. It is claimed that farm holders can vote on proposals for the farm operational treasury and receive the 5% fee from Harvest operations. So again, there's a lot of information presented in an extremely simplified manner, so I'm just going to go through this in detail with you guys. So Harvest Finance is basically a DeFi platform or a dApp that is used by users to automatically farm some of the highest yields that are available on the newest of the new DeFi platforms, right? So again, it's an Ethereum based platform, so you can definitely expect a lot of new DeFi dApps to spring up in the Ethereum blockchain. And what Harvest Finance does is, if you put any tokens, or if you put your stable coins or any other cryptocurrencies on Harvest Finance, it automatically farms the highest yield available at that particular given time, right? So it provides an opportunity for people to earn a consistent yield, and also provides them an opportunity to earn the best yield with obviously a bit of high risk, because all these new DeFi protocols could be extremely risky, and if you're willing to take the risk, and if you want a one-stop shop for a place where you can basically earn the highest yields, then Harvest Finance is the place for you, right? So and just like any other platform, Harvest Finance also has its own native token called the FARM token, which is a governance token, and people who hold the FARM token can obviously participate on governance proposals. They can vote, and they can also participate in other in-platform activities, and also they can vote on proposals for the farm operational treasury, which is something that will help you manage the funding for the platform itself. And also, if you hold the farm token, you would potentially receive 5% fee from the harvest operations. Again, harvest operations is basically the yield farming operations that happens within the Harvest Finance ecosystem, and whenever that happens, by holding the farm token, you will be able to receive a 5% fee on any harvest operation that's conducted within the platform, right? So again, that was the quick brief overview. I'm just going to go to the website directly so that we can kind of understand the project even better. So if you go to harvest.finance, you'll see some of the information. Again, this platform has had its fair share of controversy because it was basically, involved in, I think, a hack sometime last year or early this year. I'm not really sure at the back of my hand right now, but at the same time, it was a project that was involved in a decent bit of controversy, right? So again, if you click the show original website, this is basically where you'll be able to access some of the information from the previous website. So if you go to old.harvest.finance, this is basically where you'll be able to see the old website. I think the new website is still kind of in construction mode right now, so you won't be able to see it, but you can definitely see the old website for your reference, right? So week 45 reward updates are live, and here are the details. So again, it's been happening for 45 weeks right now, and it's been a project that's been under the radar for several months, especially after the hack/exploit that happened a couple of months back. And since then the project has been pretty much on a downward or like unnoticed territory until the Coinbase listing that came from nowhere, right? So in the old website, if you want to use the old website as a source to do your own research before you invest in this token, then you can basically access multiple information. I'm just going to go to the FAQ section, which is basically where we get most of the information from. So again, as we discussed, Harvest is an international cooperative of humble farmers pooling resources together in order to earn DeFi yields. Again, whatever we've discussed in a formal terms, they're basically making it sound as though it's a group of farmers who are farming things in the DeFi world. So again, you can consider that as you wish. When farmers deposit, Harvest automatically farms the highest yields with these deposits using the latest farming techniques. Again, pretty much the same thing that we've discussed. When you have some cryptocurrencies that you want to earn some yield on, you can basically deposit in this platform, and then this platform will try to optimize the best yields in order to give you the highest returns using the most latest farming techniques, right? So why Harvest? So farming was highly manual and inconvenient for people that had a normal job and didn't want to keep up with DeFi 24/7. We automate farming by doing regular harvesting of crops on over 100 different farms. Again, why does this platform exist, and what's the main point of this platform? So when you consider this platform, you can basically take a comparisons with Yearn Finance, because Yearn Finance is an yield optimizer which became super popular immediately after its launch, and at one point it was extremely undervalued. It was basically like you could buy it for less than $1,000 per token for Yearn Finance or YFI token, but it later became worth twice or thrice as much as one Bitcoin, right? So the reason why Yearn Finance did so well was it provided an opportunity for people to kind of like deposit their cryptocurrencies on Yearn Finance, again on the Ethereum blockchain obviously, and they were able to like run it on autopilot in such a way that Yearn would basically take their money and it would kind of like use their tokens in multiple different DeFi platforms that yielded the highest yield during a given time, and it would do this for for a small fee. Obviously, if you have a deposit or withdrawal fee, then this is basically where you are basically kind of paying for the system, and that's basically made a lot of money for so many people, and it's given an opportunity for people to make money in an autopilot manner. So that's basically what Yearn Finance did, right? So Harvest Finance kind of has similar principles, but it uses much more riskier farms. And as well as if you see here, they use about 100 different farms. That's basically what they're claiming to use, which shows that there's a lot of DeFi dApps that they're trying to use in order to get the best possible yield for the people who deposit their tokens, right? Manual farming is very expensive because gas prices are really high. We've saved over $50 million in gas costs for our users by automations. Again, whenever they do, they try to optimize for gas, that picks up amongst the public, and again, people start using it. Since Ethereum is known for its very slow and less scalable nature, gas fees have been extremely high if you are trying to do manual farming. But Harvest Finance has got you covered by kind of like optimizing it in an automated autopilot manner, and they basically saved over $50 million in gas costs, which is amazing, right? So how to use Harvest? The following community made video explains how to deposit USDC for farming on Harvest. Again, if you want to look at their website, their YouTube video here, I would recommend you guys to do that in order to learn how to use this platform. Again, it is a risky platform, so I definitely ask you to bear extreme caution. But again, if you are doing it, you're doing it at your own risk, and you have to do your own research because this video doesn't contain financial advice, right? So what are farm, I farm, and B farm? So again, there are multiple different variations of this token. it doesn't mean that these are all the other different tokens of the platform. It's just that depending on when you lock or whenever you stake your farm tokens, you get other versions, which is again tokenized versions of your stake or your liquidity or whatever, that's represented as I and B, right? Both farm and iFarm are ERC20 tokens on Ethereum. Again, pretty straightforward. Farm is a cash flow token for Harvest. It is available on Uniswap. So again, if you want to earn some cash flow, passive income, Farm is the right token for you. So that's why they call it as the cash flow token, and you can buy it from Uniswap, right? iFarm is a yield bearing token for Harvest. It can be acquired by depositing into Farm on the front page with the use iFarm checkbox. Again, so if you are depositing, if you want to earn interest bearing tokens, then iFarm is the token that you need to own, and it actually represents the value of farm plus some interest. So that's why it's called iFarm, so interest farm, right? And you can acquire this by depositing into the farm platform on the front of their page using the iFarm checkbox. Again, that's a pretty simple, straightforward explanation. BFarm is the equivalent of Farm on Binance Smart Chain. BFarm can be swapped to Farm and back using any swap bridge. Again, I forgot to mention that this platform is also available on the Binance Smart Chain, and anything that's related to the Binance Smart Chain gets its own kind of unique identifier, such as BFarm or something related to B, to represent the Binance Smart Chain layer, and you can basically swap it back and forth using any swap bridge between Ethereum and Binance Smart Chain, right? So that's pretty straightforward. So what are FDAI, FUSDC, and FWRAP-BTC? FDAI, FUSDC, FWRAP-BTC, and other F tokens are the yield-bearing versions of the corresponding assets, which are being automatically farmed by Harvest. When Harvest generates yields, 70% of these yields are used to increase the value of these tokens. You can redeem them at any time for DAI, USDC, and wrapped Bitcoin, and so on. So again, just like Aave or Compound Finance, where when you deposit a particular token, you get C tokens or A tokens for Compound as well as Aave respectively. You basically get F tokens in this case if you deposit these tokens on Harvest Finance, right? And the benefit of this is that the F tokens represents whatever yield that you are bearing on these tokens, and that yield is accumulated, and it accumulates over time whenever Harvest Finance does a harvest, right? And you can basically redeem them for the respective original DAI, USDC, and wrapped Bitcoin whenever you want, right? So that's a pretty cool feature. How does the farm pool work? Farm is a cash flow token for Harvest. When Harvest generates yields, 70% of these yields are used to increase the value of the deposits. The other 30% are converted into farm tokens, which are used for rewarding farmers who staked their farm into the farm pool in the front page, increasing the value of iFarm. And iFarm, which is basically the yield-bearing farm. iFarm is using the farm pool under the hood. So again, when it comes to how does the farm pool actually works, this paragraph basically talks about that. It's as we established before, farm is basically the cash flow token for Harvest, and whenever they generate yields, they basically allocate a small portion of 70% of those yields to people who hold the farm tokens, or people who kind of like stake their farm tokens, in order to incentivize people to hold the farm tokens, right? And the other 30% are basically converted into farm tokens themselves, which are also used for these two activities, right? In addition, the farm pool also receives weekly farm emissions from the total supply of 690,000 tokens. For detailed mechanisms of farm and the farm pool, you can read more here. So again, apart from this mechanism that we already discussed before, the farm pool basically receives new versions of new farm tokens minted and supplied from the total supply of 690,420 tokens. And you can, if you want to learn more about the mechanisms of how it works, you can click on this read more here underlined section, right? So what are the token economics for farm? Farm holders receive cash flow as described in the section above. So again, people who hold farm tokens, they earn a passive income, as we discussed in the top section, by just holding the farm tokens, right? Circulating supply at launch is 0. So again, there is no real circulating supply during the launch, so that's very interesting. Farm has a circulating supply of over 757,272 tokens, which is again the current circulating supply, and the total supply over a 4-year period is 690,420. That's the number of tokens that they have. And Harvest was completely bootstrapped with no venture capitals and pre-mined. So again, it's a fully fair launch token, right? Which is something that the community loves. Is for Harvest audited? The Harvest smart contracts have been designed from the ground up with security in mind by using as many audited components as possible. Please review the smart contracts before depositing funds. The Harvest smart contracts are here and audit reports are here. So again, you can basically access all that information from these two links. But if you see, they basically have thanked Least Authority, HE, Peak Shield, and Certic for their hard work on the audit. So again, these are some of the 4 auditing firms that have audited and have basically given a green light for Harvest Finance, which is a good thing. What is the roadmap for Harvest? If you want to know what the future holds for Harvest, basically this is basically what they have. Yield farming is not going away, and gas prices are not getting lower. Our goal is to simply provide an easy way for people to benefit and make your hard work much easier while looking for safe projects to add to the farming repertoire. So again, it's very well said. They basically stating that yield farming will never go away, because again, just like how the toothpaste, when it comes out of the tube, it's going to be very hard to put it back in. Similarly, DeFi is open and DeFi has been unleashed into this world, and it's going to be extremely hard to get rid of DeFi, and there's no real reason to get rid of DeFi, because DeFi is going to be the future of the financial ecosystem that the world has ever seen, right? So now that we have DeFi and yield farming, these components are not going to go away, and therefore Harvest Finance is trying to use DeFi in order to earn the highest yields for its consumers, right? So if you see, they basically want to make it easier for people to benefit and run autopilot when it comes to earning passive income, and also trying to look for safer options in order to invest their tokens so that they can kind of earn the highest possible yield for their users, right? So that's basically it when it comes to the Harvest Finance platform. So you can also go to access their GitHub information here. You can access their inactive pools, their social media information. They're also listed on CoinGecko, OKLink, DeFi Pulse, Zapper, and so on and so forth, and multiple other platforms, right? So again, if you guys want to access the information about this platform, you can go to the website and go to FAQ. You can also look at their farm information here. You can see the dashboard as well. These are all old information, so this will provide you some information about how much yield was available before. But obviously, you need to make sure that you use the right chain. Binance Smart Chain is for Binance Smart Chain based platform, as well as the Ethereum is for the main chain, right? So again, overall, that's basically what Harvest Finance is all about, right? So going back to the coin market cap page, this token is currently ranked 256th by market cap on coin market cap, and it's currently trading at 252nd. I think it's $252.95 per token at the time I'm making this video, and it recently had a huge pump, like about 100%, okay, in the past 24 hours, obviously because of the Coinbase listing, right? People are piling in onto this token, and they're basically trying to get as much as they can because nobody really anticipated it, and there may be arbitrage opportunities when Coinbase lists a particular token, and that's probably what people are taking advantage of, right? If you take the market cap, the token is currently $150 million in market cap, again pretty low for a project that aims to do so much, and for a project that's listed on Coinbase, right? So if you take the total supply is extremely small. It's 690,420 tokens, again, as we established before, and about 86% of this token is in circulation. So again, you can clearly see that this token is a scarce token, and therefore the price potential for this token is extremely high. Considering the fact that the market cap is also quite low, the upside potential is extremely high, even though the per token price of this token may be expensive at first. It's still a token that has a high potential to grow in the future. And as you guys know, so many people are coming to DeFi and they all want to earn some passive income in an autopilot manner, and Harvest Finance is basically offering them that, right? As more and more people start realizing DeFi is going to be the new way of finance, then they'll probably start looking at projects like Yearn Finance and see how big it is, and they try to look for alternatives for Yearn Finance, and they find Harvest Finance to be the next potential Yearn Finance, and they'll start investing in this token, and thereby pushing the price of this token up, right? Even by using the platform itself, they're getting passive income. So by any means, I think it's a win-win situation for this platform, right? So I really like the tokenomics, and that's pretty good. So again, if we go to the charts for this token, you can clearly see that the coin market cap listing hasn't really created a new all-time highs for this token. But if you see, the token was initially worth for about $450 to $460 per token, and this was during September 2020 last year, during the DeFi summer period, right? And during the DeFi summer and DeFi fall period last year, and then the token literally like crashed down to a relative lows of about $70 per token, and then it kind of was quite volatile, occasionally making peaks that were kind of like close to $350, $318 per token, and then crashed down, and then it was pretty much moving sideways for till the beginning of this year. And then even during the beginning of this year, this token really didn't do a lot, considering the fact that several other projects were pumping like crazy. And this token started kind of rallying upwards, touching the $400 mark, but pretty much moving sideways, being a little bit more volatile till the end of May, early May, and end of April, which was when the token price kind of like fell flat again, reaching a relative lows or all-time lows of about $58 or somewhere between $55 to $60 range. And then immediately after the Coinbase listing, you can clearly see that there's this huge parabolic, again, it's not a huge parabolic rally, but it is a pretty decent rally upwards, right? Even though the token is pretty much nowhere near its all-time highs, right? So would I suggest people to buy this token? Again, absolutely not. At this price point, if the token is 100% up in the past 24 hours, you should definitely try avoiding this token, right? Don't put your money on this token. Let it cool down. If you can use this opportunity to do your own research and understand this project, or even maybe find some cash that you may want, assess whether you want to invest in a whole coin or whether you want to invest in a partial coin, whether you want to buy 0.5 of this token, or you want to buy 2 tokens, 10 tokens, whatever, right? Try to assess your risk, and this is the best time to do that. Try to learn more about this project and see how their yield works. Maybe if you're tempted to buy this token at this price point and you feel like this token can go even higher, don't invest more than $100, because you need to obviously test the system before you put large volumes of money. But if you are planning to invest this token at this price point, I would definitely not advise you to do that, because this token is already pumped. You need to wait for it to crash down, and we basically need to wait for this token to kind of like be not noticed by everyone. Now that Coinbase has listed it, I think everybody's going to notice that, and that's going to cause some huge risky opportunity. There is an opportunity, but it's extremely risky. So if you don't know how to play that, I think you should avoid it at all costs, especially the newcomers, right? But overall, I would personally not buy this token at this price point, right? Again, that's not financial advice. I'm just I'm just a regular YouTuber, so please bear that in mind, right? So if you take the Bitcoin comparative, you can clearly see that the token was initially worth about 0.015 BTC per token last year in September. And if you see the Bitcoin price comparative has pretty much been flat for a long time. This token has an all-time low of about 0.002 BTC per token, and that's pretty surprising, the fact that this token has literally had no major activity in Bitcoin comparative, right? And if you see, after the Coinbase listing, this token is slowly starting to go up. So if you see, this token has only made an all-time highs of about 0.02 BTC. So now the current price of this token in Bitcoin comparative is obviously 0.002 BTC, which means this is a good buying opportunity in the Bitcoin comparative compared to its previous all-time highs. Since the token has had literally no activity when it comes to Bitcoin comparative, I think Bitcoin comparative seems to be the most better option to buy this token. Dollar comparative, not so much, right? Again, that's just my verdict, guys, not financial advice. If you go to the market section, obviously this token is available on Coinbase. You can pretty much get this token by USD. You can basically buy it with USD coin. You can also get it from Uniswap, which is a decentralized exchange on Ethereum, Gate.io, PancakeSwap, SushiSwap, and so on and so forth. So again, I think this token is pretty much available only in several decentralized exchanges and maybe a few centralized exchanges. Again, the most notable ones being Coinbase and Gate.io, even Poloniex maybe, but at the same time, I think if you can get it from Coinbase, then there's no real point in getting it from some other exchanges, right? So now that this token is available on Coinbase, it's only going to be a matter of time that this token will be available on Binance as well, because Coinbase has pretty much done most of the legwork here, which means all Binance need to do is basically review this project's code and maybe try to facilitate this token being launched and get some liquidity by purchasing a huge bunch of this token. And then releasing this token for sale on Binance, right? So I think a Binance listing for this token is coming extremely soon. So people who want to buy this token for short-term gains, and this is a good opportunity. You just need to wait for this token to cool down on Coinbase for a price point that is somewhere between less than $240 to $230 per token, and then wait for the Binance listing. And once Binance lists it, which I'm pretty sure it will, this token is probably going to go to $300 per token minimum, right? And that will be a good point to sell it if you are obviously a short-term investor. If you're a long-term hodler, you want to earn some passive income, then that's also fine by all means, right? I can see this token kind of like being relevant for a very long time. Again, now that it has liquidity on Coinbase, I think this token is definitely going to be here for quite some time, and it's clearly vetted by Coinbase as one of the most high-quality platforms. So if Coinbase has listed it, then obviously this token is definitely a good quality project, right? Which means it's going to have a bright future. The short-term goal for this price, wise for the dollar comparative for this token is basically $300 to $315 per token by the end of this bull run. I believe that even by the end of the Binance listing period, this token can easily cross 300 to 350. So I think 315 to 350 would probably be the most reasonable expectation for the all-time highs for this token by the end of this year. But when it comes to long term, I think this token can easily cross $1,000 easily, right? And it's again, the market cap is only going to go up, and the circulating supply is only going to go down. So the scarcity itself will squeeze the price of this token close to 4 figures. So again, it's a really good long-term hodl, even though the token may itself be a little bit goofy and the website may be a little bit goofy. I think it's a really good project to get in. Again, not financial advice. Please do your own research. I'll probably allocate some capital and wait for this token to go down before buying this, right? I'm going to stake it and earn some passive income. And once it goes up, after Binance listing, I'll probably sell half of it, and then the other half I'll probably roll with it for the whole 3 to 4 years time period, right? So that's just my verdict, guys. Again, remember, guys, you guys are not regular investors. You guys are brutal investors, so stay brutal. Thank you very much for watching my video, guys. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos. See you in my next video. Bye.